6, I'm then I watch my game, man.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I don't know it's about just getting here representing for Full Sports TV. Tonight we're pleased to have back our good friend Blacks, and they are in the building. We should have a couple of guests on, but unfortunately they're not here to start, and we won't hesitate. We'll get through to it. Yeah, well, go on.
I'm there, brother. I think God was going to house a few weeks,
Which is it?
Yeah, well,
Blacks.
Yeah, man, right here, man. Strong again, so
Strong again.
Yeah, man, strong again, 100%.
Yeah, man, more life.
Good to have you back, brother. Good to have you back.
Good, Johnny.
Yeah, as you were saying.
You talk about the time I never on the show. I talk about the UEFA takeover thing and the cancellation and Super League thing.
Yeah, we did. We speak about it when the proposal was out, but it was after the fact and where the teams had cancelled. So
after
we're
before.
Huh?
It was after or before? I thought it was before y'all spoke
when the proposal came out, we did a show, and then it was after, like the next day after.
Okay.
Then the teams had withdrawn.
Yeah, I think it's a good topic for us to have some conversation on.
Definitely. Since neither one of you was on the show. What are your guys' perspective on it?
Blacks, you can go on first.
Well, the overall concept of it and such, the reason why I think it failed is because of the anti-competitive nature of the entire enterprise. European sport, football, is built on a pyramid. It's built on a pyramid where me and you, or three of us right here, can form a pub team, enter a league, and based on football merit, we can matriculate up the ladder at the football pyramid and get to the point of playing in the Champions League one day. We know that's not the American sports concept. American sports concept is closed leagues where owners are guaranteed
franchise business.
Yeah, guaranteed certain amount of income and revenue and all them type of stuff. There's some surety in it, and it is not the overall concept of it is not built and say that you need to every year go out there and try to make your team better and try to put a product out there which can compete with others. We know that some teams are richer than others, and Man U will probably never get relegated. Barcelona will probably never get relegated because of the resources that they have. But still, it's still the concept of they are playing against other teams, and the possibility does exist, and the competition is a real thing that you are playing against somebody else. And so the Super League concept to me was always a bad one, and I always think that that's not something that I would like to see in football. And I am quite happy that the venture failed from that concept, from that context.
JR, want to add to that?
Very well articulated, Majid. Very well. I couldn't agree with you even anymore. But you see, the thing is, there's one side to this, and I think sometimes we don't touch upon it enough, and it's the hypocrisy sometimes in a lot of things with football. Because UEFA need to do better at the same time with how them treat these players and how them treat some of these clubs. You understand?
I think they'll wake up right now.
Exactly.
That was just a wake up call.
Yeah, man. And a lot of the coaches touch upon it. I hear Koeman touch upon it from Barcelona. They hear about it as well when they talk about how much more games they might increase, and it's all about money.
Yeah.
And UEFA add this more additional games, and I don't know if you see the new format of the new 2024 where them put out.
Yes, I did.
100 games for the season, so it's more money for them as well.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, brother, football in itself need a lot of changes. But just to go back to the UEFA Super League, though, yeah, man, absolute bullcrap. And never in my life never said this before, but they see the hope to me hope from this, and especially in England, because I think a lot of us on here watch English football more than the other leagues. I mean, obviously, we'll watch a lot of football, but I think primarily watch the English league. England have a lot of teams with a lot of history, and I hope that this is like a thing where clubs like Dortmund and Germany have the 51-49 rule, where the fans have to own majority of the club, and hopefully this kind of motivate the government to kind of step in and prevent this happening again. Because if you hear Florentino Perez saying, brother, this is just on hold. The man never said abolish. The man said this is on hold. So 2-3 years from now, we might have this again. And the only way we can stop this is not only the funds, but there's a lot of pressure from other sources as well, like the government, because that's why that's why in Germany I realized that Dortmund and them never step in, because
Dortmund they couldn't. They actually couldn't, based on how as much as they are saying that they rejected it, they couldn't because of the ownership structure of clubs in Germany. Exactly. But there's also a bad side to that now. So as much as a lot of people are saying that they want this 50+1 thing, there's a reason why the English Premier League is the envy of all the other leagues. And the fact that you can have investment from outside that can use to, me, your Man United supporters, them cry more than anything at all about they need to spend money and bring in display and whatever like that. And, and Liverpool people, them cry about it. Chelsea, every year, them go out and spend money and stuff like that. And that doesn't happen in Germany. And such, Germany is somewhat hypocritical in the concept that they sell players for big amount of money, but they never buy back players for that amount of money. They are part of the pyramid. If you don't have the Real Madrids and the Barcelona and the Man United and Man City of the world, there's no way Frankfurt can survive. There's no way Mönchengladbach can survive because at the end of the day, it's a trickle-down effect. So in a one concept, in a one context, it is not that it's the worst thing that you have these big clubs who want to do all of these things, because they are the one who feed the rest of the tree. And if they are not there, the rest of the tree is actually gonna die. Salary still has to be paid. The 50+1 rule in Germany, all it is a control mechanism, but it's not an ownership, because the fans actually do not own the team. The fans actually do not pay anything at all to own the team. All it is that saying is that the actual owner is a figurehead, meaning the fans, because they have 51% of voting rights. So that means that they can set the direction of the club and so forth. But they actually do not own the team, and they don't put any money in there. That's why you can have a league like in Germany where Munich can win nine in a row. That will never happen in the Premier League, because Manchester City can go out and spend money. Chelsea can go out and spend money. Literally, Dortmund cannot go out and spend money. It's not like they can only operate within a certain, because ownership, there's no ownership there who actually gonna go out and give their money and say, oh, let's go and buy this particular player for X amount of money. They can always get these young players and they use all of these things and they get players in. But really and truly, they are hamstrung, and that's the reason why you have this top-heavy thing in Germany, where you have them already are where they are. Dortmund and Bayern Munich are already where they are. It won't change, or it's gonna take a very long time to change, because they're not allowed to have that investment thing, because who's gonna invest their money if they have no control? So there's two sides to it.
Just a little bit to that. I think Monday, I don't remember if it was Crackers, but somebody had mentioned that in Germany. Well forward to the live, Shane Kirby. But somebody had mentioned that Germany, the Dortmund and the Bayern don't necessarily have to go that route, because they get most of the TV money.
Yes.
But that told me just to touch upon real quick, because you see the problem, and sometimes fundamental reason why EPL is kind of the best league is because of the money distribution from straight across the pyramid.
True.
And if you think about Spain, Germany, and other clubs, their money distribution is not the same. Barcelona, Real Madrid take up more side, and you go
80% actually. They said that they take about approximately 80% of the revenue.
Exactly. So what me I try to say is that I understand everything when I say Blacks, but I feel as if even with this, even if you change the structure, if we include more fans and as a bigger say into the club, if you have the right leaders, you still can get the actual money that you need to run the club. And honestly, if you have put the funds, I don't see how much it can really affect you making a lot of money. You know, if you have the right leaders in the right places, you know. But I definitely take on board this because there's always two sides to a story, you know. There's always two sides to the story. But the problem is that when we have American owners, and personally, when I rather well, let me reverse that. Now we look on the club then, right? We look on Bayern Munich and we look on Dortmund. We could just focus on them because of them you mentioned earlier. Honestly, they're way better. They are run way better than how we run a lot of these English Premier League clubs. You know, and a lot of these English Premier League clubs, I know we talk about them like even United, Arsenal, a lot of these clubs, we're run very bad. You know, because with the revenue that we're putting in, we should not be in the debt that we are even in. Arsenal should not be almost broke. But you see, the thing is, for example, at Manchester United, we have players right now like Phil Jones and them, man, we play football for how much months? I make $150,000. You know what I say? Not even the best player that the Italian league or somebody's other leagues even making that.
Yeah.
So we set ourselves up for failure. And I know 150,000 I know sound like a lot, but when you have a big squad and you have a lot of people going making over a lot of money, that can be 100 million the difference for the year. You know, so and the president of UEFA said as well. A lot of these clubs are badly run, and that is the honest truth about it some of the times. And obviously, as I say, there's ways to improve as well when it comes to, you know, maybe if you have the fund structure, it wouldn't be the best, but it prevents a lot of things like this, you know. Because again, we are gonna say this again, and a lot of us gonna be on here having this conversation 5 years from now. Like, we don't like the idea because I think a lot of us football fans, we understand the importance of the structure of football we have because none of us here is rich. None of us here have a passion for football. And a lot of these owners don't have no passion for football. They don't even care about football. You know what I'm saying? So the only way that we actually can eradicate this is by actually putting the sport in the actual people that actually created it. Because if you think about Manchester United or Liverpool, we're created by poor people.
Yes.
Factory workers, people like that. So by right, the club is supposed to be in the hands of actual people who are fans because it was created by fans. But just a lot of things that a lot of money come in and take it over.
But Jer, but if I look honestly now, there was always money in football. It was a different type of money because all of these clubs started out as pub teams and stuff like that. But the financier behind them were always the local factory and the local man, whatever like that. And because he has a passion for football and he has a passion for his city or his town and what are his community, you know, he used to support it and finance it. It's just much bigger business now, in my view. And that has changed it. But at the same time, the stadiums in England and so forth. One other thing too is that, you know, the investment in all of these things, not just in the football squad, but in the overall team. That's what owners do, and what the English experience is probably slightly better in that context. Not that the atmosphere is better, but the facilities that they have available to them in all of these different.
When was the last, as a United fan, me can tell you right now, Old Trafford has not been upgraded for years. Last year, we watched reports that Old Trafford had a leak. The big Old Trafford had a leak and a break.
Yes, I saw something about that.
Can I say? So
you have a monitor for the screen for the VR and all them stuff there.
Boy, no.
But anyways,
enough on that.
Finish up, Jared. Finish up.
But that's pretty much it, man. I think what we can, in summary, I think a lot of us can agree here is that football in general, we can all argue that football needs some type of change, right? We can all agree that the UEFA needs to do better, and we can all agree that the owners need to have a better understanding of the funds. And I think, regardless of what me and Blacks say, or anything that Shane and people on the previous live say, I think that's something all we can actually agree upon, right? We just have different ways we should look at it. And I think we will need to get to that point where, as we say, everything, you know, run right. And I don't want to be a hypocrite and say the owners don't messed up, because UEFA as well as FIFA as well have messed it up, you know. And just like how we hold the owners accountable, we have to hold them accountable as well, because we hear the owners and we hear the players and we hear the coaches complain about the rigorous playing all the time. You know, 3 days, sometimes 3 days, 3 games in a week, injuries, everything. But they don't care about that. And now we hear the coaches complain about it last year, and guess what happened this year? Man, them add on more games again. You know? And now them create even another one, which is called the European Super Conference or something. Europa Super Conference or Super. Now them have a third league. I know them have 100 more Champions League games and even 100 more Europa games. So we have to hold everybody accountable. We can't be hypocrite to the thing, you know. But overall, as I said, we have a lot of things that we agree upon.
Cool. Shane, you wasn't here the last time when the news had came out. So can you share your views on this?
All right. From what standpoint? I mean, how long enough, right?
Okay, we was on Monday when the news break. I think Sunday, and then after we did the show, the team start withdraw, slowly but surely.
Yeah, and I always thought that most of it was posturing from the clubs. Although they will do it, I think that actually executing the plan would have been more difficult, like logistically, if you actually organize this thing, right? So I always thought it was more posturing than anything. Although there is, again, the caveat to it that there is a sense that they would have wanted to do a breakaway league, because what they want to do is negotiate more TV money for themselves. Real Madrid and Real Madrid president and Agnelli, the Juventus head, him would have wanted to, and people like that, them would have wanted to do it. The Premier League clubs, or the big six as they call them, again, yeah, I think them would have wanted to go ahead and deal with it. But I just don't think it's logistically possible at this moment, really. So I thought it was posturing. At the end of the day, football have to try to fall together, and they're not gonna have what would I call all right, so they can't have a salary cap in our football league because it's different countries, different rules, different laws. But they have to forward together and try to run their finances better. You understand? People always laugh at Dortmund and say, "Oh yeah, look on Dortmund. It's admirable that they run their football club this way, but then at the same time they always lose them player, right? So every time they get a good player, so they just did it for a while. So is that something that you want your club to be known as, right? I mean, it was Arsenal a couple of years ago. People say, "Oh yeah, Wenger tried to stamp on this financial, principle," and then everybody laugh at them. But yeah, they're not winning anything. So which one is it? Because fans are hypocrites, I ideas, me always say, right? You can't have somebody trying to say, "Oh yeah, we go stand on a principle financially and try to run a club right," but then fans is out there on Arsenal fan TV saying, "Oh yeah, get rid of him because we didn't buy Aubameyang and give him all of this money." So which one is it? Do we want good, well-run clubs? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a balance out there. But if you go to try for challenge at the top of Europe, you go have to put out that sort of money. And most of these clubs need to be saved from themselves, because the Real Madrid and the Barcelona area, again, you just see, I think a Real Madrid didn't just get David Alaba, right?
Yeah.
And just sign him. And Bayern Munich, the well-run club, is like, "Yo, we're not going to pay this money because I don't think you're worth the money you think you're worth. And you can probably get out on the open market, but we're just not going to pay you that." And Real Madrid pick him up. But then at the same time, Real Madrid, they don't have money. They don't have the money. So they can go try to go out and get funding somewhere else. So again, football needs to be saved from themselves. An idea is so competitive, though. Being that once they say, "Yeah, we don't have the money," and somebody, or Mbappe or Haaland, forward up, then go try to go get some kind of loan for fund it.
But
it's crazy.
You see, the thing, Shane, is this. The reason why it's so easy for English clubs pull out is because English clubs, brother, they already have a league with a lot of money. They have a lot of.
They have. You're absolutely right.
Them already have a league with a lot of money. They have a lot of good players. They have a lot of good competition. No, they have the biggest audience across the world. So it's easy for them to just pull out. Now you realize that the teams that's remaining are like the Juventuses,
and Florentino Perez, because you want the money to go out next summer, and you would like to go out and buy all
these people.
Exactly, right?
But you see, the thing, Shane, is this. While they must say that and must say it's for the better of football and all these things and want more money, why is it that them don't talk about the reason why England have more money? Which, as you said, we talk about the equal broadcasting payments and stuff. Why Florentino Perez don't give us my money? Same league can get stronger if the other teams have a lot more money. The whole thing is hypocritical.
It's hypocrisy. It's absolute hypocrisy. And the only reason why you're in the talk out, in the speak out now, give me one more the only reason you're not there. It's the last. I think wasn't it last summer where I think Barcelona wanted Memphis Depay, and Memphis Depay didn't cost that much. I think it would have cost them like 25 million. And then just didn't have the money. Another reason they didn't get rid of Suarez too is that he was costing too much in terms of wages, etc. So they have to cut costs. They don't have the money. So then they try to find some way to generate more revenue. Because even with the vast, and then get vast TV revenue, but their wage bill is so unbelievably astronomical that they have to find more ways to generate revenue.
And they also do not have a rich owner. Yes, what I think we know about Barcelona and Real Madrid, they do not have a rich owner. They're actually owned by their members, both of them, and the directors. There's some complex relationship with the directors.
I posted that thing from Tifa. I think it was a couple of days ago. It was good explanation.
I had seen that one. I didn't see that post, but yeah. I know, so
very interesting part. Yeah, it was like who actually owns Real Madrid.
Yes.
You know, and yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, they don't have no rich benefactor. You understand what I mean? So that again, it allows them to go out and try to seek funding. You know, and over years they have been allowed to do dodgy deals, sell off parking lots and all kind of nonsense. You know, and borrow loans on the bank and all kind of thing. But no, because I state I world, because even banks, is like kind of funny and say, yeah, we don't know if we want a loan out to do dodgy loans and stuff like that. Because of the pandemic, it's going to be difficult for them to garner and generate these revenue. Again, it's a fascinating thing going forward.
Just to finish, as I say, if these teams want the league to generate us much more money, more funds, more eyes on them league, they need to figure out to have a better structure in that country. England have a very good structure, so therefore they can do things like what them do. That's why a lot of people, why I think all we so more watch the English Premier League more than anything else. Because it's so competitive. It's a good match every weekend, you know. As a matter of fact, we don't have to wait for the El Clasico. We don't have to wait for Atletico versus Barcelona. We see a good match every week because of the quality of the competition, because of the equal resources. And that is across, not on anything across the world, not only England, EPL, any business, anything like that. If you can have the equal money distribute, you have more competition for anything, right? So that is the problem, you know. But I'm not take whole show to talk about this because
it's a good conversation. It's a good conversation, but as you said, if we sit here and talk about everything, then we'll be here for 3 hours just on this one subject. You know? But that's why it's interesting. And Florentino Perez, again, the biggest hypocrite in football. We all know that. You understand what I mean? Because you can go say, yeah, nobody don't want to see Cadiz versus Osasuna. But then at the end of the day, you are looking upon the Premier League and I say, why do they have this product what everybody wants to see? It's because you have competition. You have teams like Leicester, like Newcastle who can go out there and shop and get, again, good players from
like a Fulham who can spend $100 million when they are promoted. You know, they didn't spend it wisely, and that's something that's a different conversation. But they can spend it, you know, and they actually can spend it with Villa can spend that amount of money. Look what Wolves spend. But the fact of the matter is, Wolves brings in more revenue than Atletico Madrid.
It's crazy. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy to say no. The last place team in the Premier League brings in more revenue than the third place team in Germany. The last place, a team that relegated, brought in more revenue in the Premier League than the team that was third in Germany, and the same thing you probably can put in Italy and France and anywhere else. That's the advantage, that the competitive advantage that the Premier League have. Huh?
But then at the same time, the Premier League, again, the top six and all the American owners, them still, they look for more revenue. It's crazy, isn't it? Because again, all of these are investors, so they don't care about the tradition, right? Them just look on it and say, I wonder if we can still milk this, because they're trying to milk the game, right? So if we can get another midweek league where we can sell for billions of pounds, it's going to be more return on investment. Because
what they want to do, they want to sell it on your phone. They want to be able to sell these games as individual games. You know, imagine Manchester, instead of you buying 2BT, you can use Manu TV, and then you have how much fans of Man you have across the world. Imagine if they can monetize all of these fans using this concept of the Super League and stuff like that. That's where crazy money can come in.
But glad they said that in the Black Star. Because, you know, so the man must say somebody gave them the host on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Never in my life you're not like this.
It's Netflix and Hulu and Amazon. That's where they want to bring it. That's the concept they want to bring in.
Well, JR, I think over Christmas in the last 2 years, I think Amazon have hosted some of the games them over in England actually. Amazon buy out the rights them. You understand what I mean? And in England, and this is in England. You know, so if you had an Amazon package, you could show the games them. You know, so it's all about trying to sell. I mean, these people will sell it to anybody, just the highest bidder. You know, that's what it is really. And again, if you are a company who put out content, if you are Disney Plus, right, and you know, so you can buy Premier League football and sell it back. You know, say again, you have a captivated audience. So therefore, you go ahead and buy it and try to put it on, although you don't know nothing about what you sell. Yes. You don't care about it or anything. You know, but again, yeah, people go forward to it.
You realize that most of the protests were actually happening, right? Was actually England, right?
Yes.
You realize you understand what people are Spain and them places their protest. Because people, you have to understand it. People in England, they have a higher passion for football because them league is more competitive. So they have a better appreciation. Make sure the people that watch Spanish league on a daily basis, them man they get bored.
Well, I think they're more passionate and them more in tune with the football, I think. And they're more with tradition and history. That's the one thing I notice about English public. They love talk about the traditions, right? So history and them things, they mean a lot to them. So it's good. It's good. As I said to Black, so we had a conversation during the week. Said this is a win for the fans in a sense that them forward together and force the hands of these owners. You know, even if this was posturing, right? Even if it was a facade, I had people at work who knows nothing about football, but know something know about football. They followed up to me and said, "Oh, what's up with this? You know, Super League? You understand what I mean? And all of these things, and why are they doing this? You know?" And see me try explain it to them. They don't know nothing about football, you know. But again, because the fans were so outraged about this, it kind of caused and forced the owners' hands to forward out and act like and cry crocodile tears and act like they didn't really make a mistake.
Absolutely.
Crazy. The other thing too is that tomorrow then they said at the Emirates. The other thing is tomorrow at the Emirates they go have these protests. I think right through the weekend. They go have all of these protests.
United is
and I think that's good.
United
then they have all of these protests against the owners and so forth, you know? And I think that's good to keep them feet to the fire.
I was just about to say that they cannot stop here after this because somewhere somehow this proposal them probably are going to reassess it and forward back with it in a different dimension. But the fans cannot stop here. They have to make sure them get what they need to get done.
Well, fans
the clubs won't try this crap again because, as we all know, it's about money. I don't think I have to think far or dig deep. To me, the whole situation is just a competition between UEFA and the Champions League, UEFA, and the proposal of this league. That's where the competition lies. I don't think.
Sorry. Honestly, you know, I sit down the other day and read the whole format of the new 2024 plus proposal, and honestly, I don't have a problem with the 2024 proposal. I don't know who else read a lot into the proposal itself, but
I have.
Oh, the Champions League.
Included in the 2024 proposal is this UEFA coefficient thing. And technically, based on this new UEFA coefficient, Arsenal, who are having a terrible season, would because of historical performance in Europe, they would get a bye, basically.
Exactly.
You know, they have the two teams every year. And if you look at it in that context, most time it's going to end up probably somewhat like Liverpool have a terrible season. We're down in 7th right now. We would get a bye. Arsenal would get a bye. What that does in my view, right now Liverpool is trying to do everything to get in that top four because that's the only way they are gonna play in Europe next year. If they know that there is a bye there because we won the league 2 years ago, what's the incentive for them to go out and put 100% to win the games coming up and stuff like that? Because all I know is the coefficient is good enough that it's gonna bring them, it's gonna give them a bye. It's like in golf, you know, if you win the Masters once, then you know you have a free play for the rest of your life. You know, that's what the new proposal kind of bring in, and which is almost no different from the Super League concept. You know, it is very similar, which also is the reason why I say, but if the teams were already getting this, then why the hell you want to do a Super League again? You know, you basically was getting a Super League already.
In the Super League, the money would literally be only amongst those teams.
Yes,
now, for the Champions League, you have 36 teams, which that money have to disperse all the way down there to 36 people. Not only the big clubs, and that's a lot of money. You basically have double how much you have dispersed the money. You understand me? I say so. But overall, though, outside of that, because that's the next thing I was going to bring up. Outside of the coefficient portion of the 2024 thing, I don't have a problem with it, because I think, as them say, I don't have a problem with the whole league itself, except that part where a lot of things not going to be achieved based off merit. And I don't.
Okay. Good point, Jer. Look in the comment section. Rooney, I say, if the Super League had promotion and relegation system, would you still be against it?
Oh, me?
Or well, I guess we in general.
Me answer that question since me have the floor. Yes, I would still be against it. You know why? Because I have a club which most of the history of what me know about my club is actually based on the Champions League. You know, I never once grew up and said, you know, I'm a person always open to change. I'll be the first to tell you. But you see, sometimes, brother, when anything we are cost and like things like that, and when you think about it, that the UEFA, again, the Super Cup, how many teams was really going to actually get in? And you know, it is not as inclusive as the Champions League. The Champions League is very inclusive because the thing is, you know, it's not only across England or 15 teams or whatever. It's across the whole Europe and across a bigger dimension. So a lot of more teams have an opportunity. So now they relegate 3 teams out of the UEFA, whatever the hell, the Super Cup or whatever it is. How many teams that have the chance? You can put in 3 more teams, right? So, but when you use the Champions League format, how many teams have a chance to get in? Way more, because across multiple leagues, a lot of people can compete to try to get in. So that is the problem. Even though you have relegation, okay, you have relegation, but what? How many teams actually get the opportunity to get to that level? You know, and that is the problem, because it's gonna be like the Premier League, as a lot of us know. Now we have Manchester United doing the Champions League. We have Arsenal in the Champions League. We have Tottenham in the Champions League. How much of this UEFA Super Cup, whatever they call it, most of the teams are going to get promoted as not big teams. And more likely, as we know, just like in the see them team that come up in the Premier League, we know who will get relegated more likely again the next year. So it'll be the same teams every year again, and a few teams dropping out, and only 3 teams coming up. No, as I said, it's a broader spectrum, more team opportunities across, and it is every country has its own individual competition, so every country have a chance. And that's why I always prefer the Champions League format, because it's way more inclusive, and that is what me is about. Me is a person like the inclusivity of football, and I don't like anything with close.
Yeah, him say according to the proposal, 5 teams will be relegated.
No, it's not relegated. It's 5 teams. 5 teams would have a chance to join each year.
Exactly.
15 teams are set. Would have been set, and 5 teams have a chance. But what those 5 teams are gonna be? These are gonna be cherry picking 5 popular teams just the same way. That, you know, it's still not gonna be on a merit basing. It's gonna be very likely. Oh, which team has the market?
It's gonna be arbitrary, right?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you get invited. If they deem that you can bring.
Yeah, it's like the invitation tournament. Again, the Super League concept to me was a flawed one from that perspective. It's not a meritocracy. It's not based on football merit that you're gonna be where you are. It's based on the fact that you're a big club and you have some power, and you use your power to create your own little league with you and your friends. And occasionally, You know, we have our country club. So it's country club. You know, we have a country club and we invite somebody from outside every now and again. And because I get to go to the country club, I feel nice and say I'm big. But really and truly, you know that the big guys in the country club, you are different from them. You are not the same. And the fact that them invite you over for dinner and you eat and you dress up and go at a function, that doesn't make you one of them. And that is what the Super League was trying to create.
Leicester's not one of them.
Yeah. Leicester, and will never be one of them.
Exactly.
They're not a blue blood.
And they don't have the wealthy benefactor will go spend this sort of money off and make them into.
Yeah. Manchester City buy them way into this thing. But really and truly, if you have to look from a historical standpoint, Aston Villa should be a club that would have been there more than Manchester City.
Exactly.
Or even Chelsea.
Remember on the last live, I said if this Super League proposal was 10 years ago, Manchester City wouldn't in the conversation. I said this.
Well, Chelsea wouldn't be in the conversation.
Well, Greg said
10 years
that.
ago. No, they were winning some stuff, but they weren't considered a blue blood 10 years ago.
2010 Blacks, remember that?
Yeah. But they were just getting there. Honestly, but they're like what City is now. A lot of people know them and a lot of people respect them. And at that time, but really and truly, Chelsea isn't a blue blood.
The problem is this.
They wear blue jerseys.
That's it.
But the thing is, if this is about everything, Leeds would need to be in this competition because Leeds have more fans than a lot of these teams that we are talking.
Exactly. Look at that.
We are more.
That's exactly what I said in the last live.
What about Newcastle? Newcastle have more fans than a lot of these teams.
Exactly. Stuff I said in the last live. Yeah. I mentioned that in the last live.
Exactly. So as I say, the new format that proposed outside of the coefficient portion, with the latter teams playing against each other with a lot more big games on a weekly basis, I think you have a lot higher possibility to see a lot of big games more frequently. So, and it's also still remain inclusive. So I think it's still way better than the Super Cup.
It has its flaws, and there's some improvement that probably need to happen with it. But as a concept, the Champions League and the ability for teams to get inside there from a concept, from a contextual perspective, I think that is what football is supposed to aspire to be. It's a corrupt organization, UEFA. FIFA is a corrupt organization. We all know this. But just overall, as a concept, what they have presented, I think, is what we should aspire to be. There are ways that we can improve it, but what we should be aspiring for is that instead of what the Super League was trying to expose.
Yeah. Absolutely. The alternative wasn't better.
No, it wasn't.
But let me ask a question. I know we talked about the coefficient portion a while ago, which is like the two teams are getting based on history and all this foolishness. Do you think that whenever this proposal came about, right? Do you think this was a compromise possibly based with UEFA, based on the big owners? Because
yes. If you hear what they're saying, this is the reason why the UEFA president is so upset with the Juventus president. Juventus, that one Agnelli or whatever name.
Agnelli.
Up to the day before, the man was on board with it. The man was saying, yes, they did this to appease these big clubs, because the big clubs have been talking for years now about this breakaway league. So they actually did that with the coefficient thing to appease some of these big clubs. The last time when they changed it, remember England only had 3 guarantee spots and a 4th one which they had to play in for. That was them also again trying to appease these big clubs and these bigger leagues by saying, you know what, all right, we're gonna give you the 4 guarantee spot. So these big clubs and the league other role, the Premier League and the rest of them, but mostly the club from a club perspective, they have been pushing for more and more and more and more for years. And they have been getting more and more and more and more. I guess they just get to a point where they say, listen, man, I want it all. That's all you can say. I don't so want more anymore. I want it all now.
Blacks. You see what you just mentioned? I would rather they give England 2 extra spots in the qualifying and give Spain an extra 1 or 2 rather than having this coefficient thing, because as an Arsenal fan, right, there's a reason why Arsenal is not in the Champions League, right? I would rather Arsenal play Europa than
what's
get
the reason?
10-2 from Bayern Munich.
What's the reason?
That's
They're not good enough.
Okay.
They're
No,
not
I
good
just
enough.
wanted to make sure that's what you were going at.
but the coefficient, we have to understand that the coefficient is not something that they just made up. It's always been there.
Yeah, it
It's
is
always
there.
been there for a while. You understand what I mean? So while the reason why we never really hear about it is because the league where we follow always have good coefficients. So
Yes.
the Premier League always have good coefficient. Now, a couple of years when Spain when they dominate, it went kind of a slip, and it's kind of points based this thing where the further your team, obviously, the further your teams go, and how much teams you have, they win Europa and Champions League. That's how it work out, right? So yeah, because of that, England always have a good coefficient. You mentioned the thing about them having 3 automatic qualifying places, and then it became 4 without a qualifying game. Again, at the end of the day, the bigger leagues they go always have a 4. I guess so. It'll be Germany, Spain, England, Italy. Then go always have. I think it's fair for them to have 4 qualifying spot because they have the best teams. That part of it is fine. You understand what I mean? But if they keep pushing and pushing for other teams to forward in, then that's where you have something have to give.
You know what we would love to see? I know it never will happen, but you know we would love to see them additional spots here. Them incorporate some more across the country and more countries leagues across the world. That's what we would love to see. But I love to see some them from Brazil and them be man I get that.
No, but
I think that's
gonna always have it in Europe, JR.
I know, but that's what
we understand what you said. But I think that's what they try to do with the Club World Cup, but nobody not really gravitate to it.
Nobody now watch that, brother. You know, but at some point I love to see because a lot of when I like to see some of these all these other teams even forget.
A lot of people always, and I don't know if I agree with it. I'm going to see if we not agree with it. A lot of people always say, why not make it more of a knockout? Like the earlier rounds, them make it more of a knockout. See if other individuals will make it a wee bit more interesting. Because the earlier rounds is usually just big teams beating up on smaller teams. So if you made it a knockout competition, you know, it would be better.
True. You have a point.
Knockout equal less games, less money. And you always have to remember, because now you have way less games now. When you have a group setting, more games, more money, more TV rights.
Yeah.
You cannot, them now just get on and be like, yeah, everybody knock out everybody. Can you guess what I got after that? No, way less games, man.
And then you have to protect. And to be fair too, the crazy thing, and this probably sound messed up, but they have to protect the bigger team them. They have to protect Barcelona. They have to protect Real Madrid. So forward back in towards the NI competition. Because honestly, let's be honest, if it's Leicester versus Maribor or one of these teams in a final, then I'm not trying to watch Maribor, right? I'm not trying to watch that as a Champions League final. So that is another part where we have to be honest with ourselves. You know, again, that Cinderella stuff, it's cute and everything. But we're not trying to watch Maribor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I agree. Bojo, why else we have
Michelin.
Next, Bojo.
Boy, I think this conversation is gonna go for 3 hours. But anyways, I mean, we can go over the couple Premier League games we play. We went over the weekend ones already. So starting on Tuesday, I think Tuesday, who played Tuesday?
Is that Chelsea?
Chelsea, yeah.
So yeah, Tuesday.
10-man Brighton hold Chelsea to 1-0.
Yeah, and Brighton should have won that game, bro. So I was watching it. I was on the blog watching it, and I'm like,
I was on and off.
Yeah, Brighton had some good chances. No, I started watching it towards in a second half. You see me I say, and Brighton had some good chances, and I think that's Brighton season in a nutshell, where they play well, they have a good midfield, you know what I mean? But in terms of them finishing, it hasn't been good good for them, you know what I mean? So therefore, it is what it is. Chelsea, them have been improved with Tuchel, but they still is not there yet in terms of their team attacking, going forward, and figuring out what they go do with them striking options.
I saw a stat today where them talk about Chelsea they were, I think, 9 points behind Man U when Tuchel took over. And they went and have a very good run and have a lot of clean sheet. And now they are 11 points behind Man U. After all that, you know. So sometimes it's what else is going on around you and all them type of stuff. And you know, you have said it about Brighton, and I've talked about Brighton. Like Brighton should have beaten Man U twice this year, and they left with nothing. You know, and they have played some beautiful stuff sometime this year. But again, if you can't get the ball in the back of the net, if you can't hit the hole on the back, you are just not playing football. It doesn't matter how beautiful it look out there and what you're moving the ball and all that stuff. You know, you have to be able to get the ball in the back of the net. And Brighton has been having that problem. And you see it in so much of their games where they say, if they have someone who could finish these chances, that clearly their structure and how the coach line them up and set them up, he set them up to succeed. But he cannot go and kick the ball in the back of the net at the end of those plays. And
remember
that has been a problem.
In the first game, wasn't the first game I season Chelsea Brighton again, where Lamptey played very well, and again they played well, but they end up losing the game. You know what I mean? It's been a lot of games this season where they play very well, and it just hasn't happened for them. You see me? So it is what it is.
Personally, me expected Chelsea to win. I'm not gonna sit down here and lie. I think it was a clear, Brighton has played a lot of good football during the season. Honestly, when they look on the position of the game, Chelsea dominated the game. For some reason they didn't create as many chances. Just to touch on what Shane said, I think they only had like 4 shots on target or something like that. Brighton has a lot, but Brighton also created a lot as well. And as Black Star said, if you can't put the ball in the back of the net, even though you're creating a lot, then it's useless, and ultimately when you look on the game and when we assess the game, one that I've been thinking about it ever since the day it happened. Wonder if the actual everything that was going on at that time actually have Chelsea not focused as much as they need to be, because they just didn't look as the Chelsea that I've been serious. But yeah, you're mute Black Star, you're mute.
You probably could ask the same question about all the clubs that were involved in this whole fiasco. Liverpool, Juventus lost a game. If you look, I think the same time Real Madrid, I think, lost to Eibar. Barcelona, I think, drew their game. If you look at it right across, you probably could ask that question about all the teams. But in this context, Brighton, to me, they just kind of, this is what you have gotten from them all year. We are playing fantasy football. I actually took Brighton's defense in this game. I had their goalkeeper and a defender. Because that was kind of how you kind of look at it.
The thing is that what I say is that it's not only about Chelsea playing worse. It's all about other feeling disrespected and playing even up more.
That's true.
So I think it's a combination of multiple factors. Personally, I think Chelsea should have performed better. I think them should have won the game. But I think even with the Leeds game as well, you see how hard Leeds was fighting just to prove them point.
Yes.
Because what happened over the week motivate a lot of these little teams to really look forward and decide, what, we're gonna see something today. So yeah, but as I say, very good game though. Them little teams this week prove why you can't just separate big teams from little teams and things that just go, because little teams always beat up a lot of the big teams this week.
I didn't watch the game. I was watching Bayern and Leverkusen.
Okay.
And that was also a waste of my time, because I was after the double from Leon Bailey, I was expecting, I was expecting him to fall out of the block firing, and the whole Leverkusen team was a disappointing story. So I didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
That's up Soji on the chat.
Yeah.
So
when's the games?
Tottenham Hotspur and the new manager.
Yeah, new manager.
It's funny because again, watch this game and it's funny because Southampton must have kicked themselves. In the first half, they followed out very, very good in that first half. Double save from Hugo Lloris. You know what I mean? And I thought that them squander a couple of good chances in that first half. In that second half, and it's funny too, in that second half, Spurs kind of forward more into it. There was work then when, to be honest, because that second half then did forward into it. You make a couple changes, you see me, and Gareth Bale, for the first 60 minutes, he really was ineffective, but he had a good goal, you know what I mean? And it's onwards and upwards to Spurs. It's just kind of focusing. I don't know if we hear nothing about Keane if he can go be healthy for the cup finals, but I hope it's not. But yeah, I think that they should back themselves with getting a result from that final too, because City now play that well. They could get a result. I think so.
Yeah,
Jer?
just a game of two halves. You know, I think is that Spurs does capitalize better in their half. And as I said, their half was the second. I think the first half, this game got a different way. All right. I think a lot of the assessment where Blackstar and Shane Garrett is kind of pretty much where Shane give it straight on the point. But what me I go try say, who are commenting I know chat as well. Ginger Ale, yeah, what happened to someone, man? Nah, but pretty much what I try to say still is that, you know, I lose my train of thought. That's what I say. That's why I can't put soldier upon the comments. That's what I say. Overall, though, what me that I say now, but what me that try to say is that, and you know, as we say, Gareth Bale was not in the game for a lot of time, but the few times Gareth Bale has actually played this season, he has actually contributed a lot of goals or assists. And the funny thing is that I don't understand why Mourinho did not play Gareth Bale throughout the season, because I feel as if he might actually help him win. Because even though he might not be Gareth Bale from when he was 25, he's still
He's
more
a difference maker, isn't he?
Yeah, and I mean, I say I'm still better than Lucas Moura, you know. But and that's why you're the coach always will feel, and that Jose Mourinho sometimes will always feel sometimes, because everywhere him have a player with a scapegoat, you know. And there's no way Mr. Gareth Bale should never have play as much. And it's ridiculous. But sad to say Southampton lose this game, because I was hoping they lose, and unfortunately them lose to that foolish penalty right there, you know. But that's how it is, you know. That's football.
So Mr. Wayne Drum, I say, is it the new manager bounce? And he say pending with Red Bull Leipzig manager. You know, it'll be interesting to see if
that's gonna be
exactly,
I don't
because
think that's gonna happen.
I don't think so either, right? Because we know Bayern Munich go to look for a new coach.
Yeah.
And if I'm me just wait it out. You understand? You're already there as Spurs, because that's what Red Bull Leipzig is. So why wouldn't you just wait to see when Man United? What if Man United sack Ole next season? I would just wait, you know.
Yeah, Nagelsmann is a way better coach than to go Spurs, because they see the thing is that if him go Spurs and him actually go there and you know with they actually do better, you know what got murdered. The man say it was a fake. So if I and him would
have ceiling on what you can achieve at Spurs with the expenditure that they have. They might lose Harry Kane this season, so therefore it don't make any sense really.
Exactly.
Well, the only reason why I think he's not an option for Spurs is because of the Bayern Munich shadow. Spurs has a ready-made squad to win something. That squad
in liquor.
Huh?
A League Cup.
I don't know what, but no man. If you look at that Spurs squad,
it's a good squad. It's a good squad.
It's a good squad. It's a squad that can win something. I don't think it's a long-term squad that you're gonna build for the future and whatever like that. But to win this year and next year, if you look at it in that context, they have a squad to do that. So a coach gonna look at that. Personally, I think Spurs should go for someone like Allegri.
You see, Kane stay Spurs past the summer.
Yeah.
All right. One more question. What do you think of Spurs, Greg?
Something's wrong with this guy.
Greg. Yo.
Hold on.
Serious football debate go on here. Serious football debate. Go on, Jay.
May I listen?
Let me tell you, we are talking Spurs have this big squad. They could have stopped the foolishness now, man. They have a very big squad, but it's
I
not
didn't
that
say big.
Squad.
they have a big squad doesn't mean say I go win because they have a big squad, but the quality at the starting level is not enough. You see, if you have a big squad now, you have a great starting level, plus you have a depth in additional to the great starting level. More than say yes.
Yeah,
But
it's true, JR, because if Harry Kane get injured, then you're done. You don't have another striker that can compare to him. That's the
Shane, remember we have seen Harry Kane, I'm not gonna say that, but we have seen he got injured before, and Son step up. We've seen he got injured and the team actually played. Remember the Champions League when them got the Champions League final?
Yeah,
He
he
was
did
actually
very well.
injured and they made it to the final. Then put him back in and it never worked out.
It's not for a long time. It's not for a long over a season. What we say, they can be a good cup team, but over the long haul, over a season, if you don't have two good striker, you're gonna get found out.
And that alone,
I would Spurs, I would sell him now.
and that alone, Shane. Them don't have a
You
good,
need money. You're broke.
them don't have a good defense. Them don't have them don't have a great defense. I don't see nobody in the defense can make it the most top four. The midfield is okay. Them not have a,
Joe Rogan.
brother. Hear me say, the midfield is okay. Them don't have the greatest of midfield at the same time, like compared to what a lot of the big clubs in the world. Obviously, them have like Højbjerg and all of them, but let's be honest now, man. Not world class midfielders at the end of the day. We have to just be honest with yourself.
I like their midfield.
There are no Kevin De Bruyne's or not, but them have a lot of people in there can run up and down and do some things. But they don't have world class midfielders. Them have world class attacking talent as well, like Son and Kane. But outside of Son and Kane, they don't have no more real world class talent on their team. Their keeper is not world class.
Bro, Lucas Moura is quality, bro.
Bro, the man is not world class. I don't think that's what I'm telling you.
No, he's not world class, but he's quality.
Brother,
Class.
when you look on a City side, we have talent to them have a lot of world class players. When you look at Bayern Munich, it's a lot of world class players. You can't have a team with those two world class players and they have to say, "Oh yeah, my winners." No, they don't. They have a big squad, but they don't have it. They don't have it.
The same thing. Sanchez was good. It's not very good.
Greg, what do you think of Spurs?
You want to try to tee up Spurs and Spurs?
I was typing my comment, but since you asked, JR, is Harry Maguire better than Alvarez?
Harry Maguire is not a world class defender. So
no, but yeah, so the man
Yes or no?
JR, calm down, young blood. Your team is currently in second, and none of your centre back them no better than Alvarez. None of them.
Well, you see the thing that
Alderweireld was creeping. He's creaking. He's getting old.
Your two fullbacks may be better, yes.
You have one Bissaka, very good defense there. Luke Shaw arguably been the first or the second best left back.
That's what I said. I said your two fullbacks might be better than theirs, but in centre back, your centre back.
And then midfield, you have a lot of. You have Fred, you have Scott, you have Pogba, you have Bruno.
Oh,
you have. Listen, man.
Fred and Scott are go, man.
Who not Greg, but when I said them have depth here.
Who in Tottenham midfield is Fred and Scott better than?
None of them.
Let's be honest.
No, none of them. None of them are better than Højbjerg and none of them. But
exactly. And he does not listen. And your coach does not play Pogba as a midfielder. He play Pogba wide most of the time. So we're not even going to count Pogba as one on the midfielder. If you're going with midfielders that play Spurs midfield better than Bruno right now. Now Bruno alone now on the midfield. I mean, I tackle better than Fred. Let's be honest, bro. And passing, don't even mention the passing. Fred can't pass the ball from here, so got the coach.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves with this foolishness.
Why are you bringing up all stuff, Greg? Why you have to bring up Fred?
Brother,
Fred is not old stuff. They pay like 50 million for him, right?
Tottenham can't win. Tottenham can't
listen, when Leicester won the league, who on Leicester was a world-class player then?
Mahrez, Conte.
No, when they won the league, who was known as a world-class player then?
Mahrez, Vardy, all of them.
They bought Conte for how much? Probably 2 million.
But Greg,
they bought Mahrez when they were in the championship. Vardy same way. Vardy was a factory worker who worked his way up.
Hold on. How old is them on Spurs? All them money on Spurs peak already, you know, brother. Them money are 30 plus, you know.
That is a good point, you know. That is a good point.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Well, as I said, this is what I say about Spurs. Spurs have a team that can win right now. Spurs have a team. If you bring in somebody like a Kante or even this cigar,
No, Blacks win what?
The team that they have right now, that Spurs team, on any given Sunday, I will choose that Spurs team on any given Sunday.
Win what?
The League Cup.
Listen, Spurs haven't win anything.
Anything like the
Anything at
Premier
all
League, like the Premier
in
League,
years.
like the Premier League.
You know that since Jose Mourinho took over Spurs team, they have the 4th best record in the Premier League over the time, even though he got fired.
I heard that.
Spurs actually has the 4th best record in the Premier League over that period of time. It's not that they are so terrible. It's that the optics of Spurs has been awful with Jose Mourinho. The optics is very bad. And the circumstantial games, when time it really means something when they need to do it, they just haven't performed, except when they beat up Manchester United in that game.
And then the football is trash.
Yeah, that's what I said. The optics is a problem. You know, it doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talk about deep squad, there's only 2 deep squads in the league right now: Chelsea and City.
That's it. That's it.
There's not another deep squad.
Man United squad is good.
Yeah, I was
That's
about to
true.
say that. I think Man United
Liverpool win Champions League, Club World Cup, Premier League with 11 players basically.
No, I just want to hope. I just want to say that so then when we start criticize,
but the truth is, because if you look at Liverpool squad, we have 11.
I have my reasons.
We have 11.
Liverpool have
We
11.
used that 11 to win multiple trophies over the last couple of years.
4
You know,
4 years.
Yeah. With 11, because Liverpool does not have a deep squad. In no context at all, you can say Liverpool have a deep squad. Yeah, when we attack as a fan, we talk and we say, oh, we can bring in this and bring in that. But really and truly, Liverpool have 11 players. And every time one is out of it, it shows the entire balance out there.
I mean, sometimes you have a pretty scary bench though, because when you have Ox and Shaqiri on the bench,
It is scary.
Honestly,
It is scary.
this is not the Blogster. I will block you. We will kick you off of this thing tonight. Let's call those names again. We will kick you off the chat.
Next topic.
Here's the next topic.
Next topic.
All right. The next game, City and Villa, 2-1.
I didn't even watch this.
I'm disappointed in Villa.
Watch this game right
What?
here.
Right.
Idiot. Here, idiot. Pan Aston Villa side. Listen, man. No.
Against Liverpool. Leave
It's
him.
because me hope the City lose, so my side can get the glimmer of hope for some maybe the boy they can lose another game again. And 1 minute in the game, you know. My daddy, I'm say, little foolishness go on. Bam, goal score. Me, I say, oh. Little side that prove themselves now. Little side that step up because I look at my this in FIFA and Europa. Me, I said, good things are going on in the world. This thing might not turn out too bad after all. The Super League thing might not turn out that bad after all. You see what I said? No. I'm going to talk about this now. Phil Foden, great player. Very good player. Right? Now, Villa fails to do is actually understand the game itself. You get a 1-0 lead against Man City, which to me is the best team, one of the best teams across Europe. Brother, you have to play a little bit more conservative when it comes to how you approach the game after that. You get a lucky break. You play a little bit more conservative. And now you get even another break again, which is now you actually John Stones get a red card to me, which was kind of I'm never sure if a red card, but anyway, them get a red
What
card.
you mean? John Stones make one a Greg tackle. What you talk about?
Mess up the fantasy team. Hey,
I
tell you.
Spolgy special them, you know. but anyway, you get a break like that. Now you're gonna play a whole second half, 45 minutes with 11 versus 10 against the best team. So you have a better chance of winning. Guess what the man them do? Cash. Me literally watch it enough. The man escape and go around you. You grab him, pull him down, get a card. No, 2 minutes later now. But me kidding nothing. You can't make this stuff up. This is box office TV. 2 minutes later, the man literally have a ball on a female 75 meters away from your goal. 75 all the way. And you know the man really got go on now? You know the man really kick the man outside, kick the man off of the field? I never in my life seen nothing like this. Oh, absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, Man City deserve to win. There was the better side. Even when they have 10 men, there was the better side. Yeah, one thing about football, we talk about merit all the time. And if there's more than them to lose, But they dominated the game even when them have 10 man, and by right, them supposed to win. But me just try to mind out the thing. But as I say, sad to say, man. Absolutely ridiculousness, man.
Gutted Manchester United fan there. Blacks, you watch the game?
No, I didn't. But all I care about that game was for my fantasy team. And the keeper for Villa give up 2 goals and John Stone get red card. And that just messed me up completely. That I don't care anything at all about that game. Unlike JR, who was open for City to lose.
Let's talk about fantasy.
What is it, Greg?
Discuss football and leave fantasy.
Hey, listen, man, that's the most popular thing in the world. Because your team suck in fantasy. That's why.
Anyway, you finished?
Yeah, no, I didn't watch a game.
All right, Greg, go on. You have the floor.
I watch a game, and when Stones get the red card, dog, me I say, Lord God, I hate this now. Because remember the last show, me say if City lose another game, then go under pressure. You know, then go feel the presence of Man United. And, you know, referees might start getting things manual way as they normally do from back in the days. So, we are say if City lose this, a trouble. Because if you hear Man U fans, them louder than they have ever been since Fergie left, you know. But surprisingly, City still control the game. You know, even with the 10 players, I was surprised. I mean, boy, I look at boy the name Foden and Gundogan, because a lot of people don't give Gundogan the credit he deserves. I remember 3 months ago when Man U fans them a gloat about Bruno, and I jokingly said Bruno not even good like a Gundogan. I was kind of joking, but the next week Gundogan scored 2 goals, and from him scored them 2 goals. He just find a farm, you know. And right now, you could probably argue he's been the best midfielder since January in the league.
Greg, me not stop you, but we all know that Gundogan was a player from Dortmund days.
From Dortmund days, and Wenger didn't get him because of the injury. He didn't buy him, but Pep, because he used to bother Pep.
We don't want to hear that.
What happened?
We say we don't want to hear that. Wenger could have bought the entire world of football. We don't want to hear that. Don't bring that up.
You know that. You know. So we like when I went to Canada, you talk less. You know, you see every energy yourself.
But we all know that Arsenal has been into every player there is under the sun. We don't want to hear that, man.
We know say him bad from him. But actually, from him, the last title Dortmund won, he was there, right? The last time they won back-to-back with Klopp, he was a part of that team. So, yeah, we know say him a class, he just injury-prone. But him and Foden took over the game. I mean, even though De Bruyne had some good spells, but it was Gundogan and Foden, bro. Gundogan and Foden ran that game. I thought it was City 11, Villa 10, the way they were playing, still controlling the game. And that Matthew Cash tackle, it was one of those that JR makes on a regular Saturday when he doesn't get a call his way, you know, just brainless. That was, I mean, if me a Villa coach, I swear to God, even when Matthew Cash available, him not sympathy for the rest of the season. Trust me, that's how harsh I'm deal with him. There's no way you can get a yellow card 2 minutes ago. I could see with the first yellow, yes. But 8 yards upfield, you lose the ball, and you make a tackle like that?
Bruh.
You get fined your salary every week after that. So, you know, City deserve to win. But then go on with the league. No chance of them winning the quadruple. Man U fans, you know, celebrate like I win, they win the league when City lose. Which me can understand.
Bro, honestly, Greg, I had no faith. Even if City were lose this game, I didn't care about United's, you know, so-called title challenge.
You think Leicester had a better chance? You think Leicester had a better chance of catching City than Man U?
I don't care. I don't care about Man U. They're not really regular. I don't reckon them with that. They can't.
I don't think.
I wasn't worried about that. City, what they have to worry about is Wednesday. But we talk about that when it's forward. That's what they have to worry about. When they have it wrapped up. Thank you very much. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Brother, now the
No, I gotta be honest, bro. I just gotta be honest. I wasn't honestly.
Yo, but the man did like summarize something and the man
Nah.
just cut it short. Anyway, to the game. Yeah, Leicester eat up West Brom.
Yeah, and I was off, so I watched that. I watched
Alright.
it first half from the get go. Leicester was all over them, and them should have honestly. Iheanacho probably should have had an hat trick. You see me, but in kind of was he missed one early out and then one close to the half. But yeah, Leicester was all over them. Leicester. Funny thing is, it's good for Leicester because I thought they were imploding, right? So. The last couple of weeks, them drop a few points, and it was good for them over the weekend for actually make it to a cup final, right? Then go so bang and fall back to them, and it could have been tough. It could have been tough to play West Brom, but they actually put them to the sword in that first half. And honestly, it could have been more, but they end up some. I think after a 3-1, see them concede in that first half and kind of say, you know what, me bring on the defender and just limit the damage because honestly, Leicester was rampant in that first half. Madison is back and that's good for Leicester. And they was just running at them, bro. It was really, really a good performance, especially in that first half. Sam closed up shop in that second half, and Leicester was like, all right, we just close it out. But it was a good win for them, Bridget. It was a good win for them because they can get back on the track and try to finish at least third and go in a European Super League. Yeah?
Blacks not like that, you know. Because the possibility of Liverpool making top 4 get slimmer and slimmer.
Well, I always thought it was only one position that was there, and it's that number 4 spot for Liverpool. And I said it 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago that we're gonna win all 10 games. Went away. We won 3, and I think this whole Super League thing caused them to lose that 2 points against Leeds. But I still think that we're gonna get it. Chelsea could spend $1 billion. Mrs. Solskjaer and go cry one time. I can tell you, Chelsea will not win that 4th spot, and Solskjaer is not gonna be in the comment section talking like this. He'll crying under his bed.
But Blacks, you say Liverpool dropped 2. I thought Leeds dropped 2 points because
that's our points, sir. Listen, man. Those points belong to us, man. Don't be talking that.
That's what your mind tell you.
Those points belong to us.
Yeah. Honestly, though, if you was a Leicester fan, you'll be worried because I see something what happened last season where we thought they were comfortable, right?
Definitely.
And it just towards the end of the season because of injury too, right? Them just end up and drop a whole heap of points.
I think
it was difficult for them to get to a cup final and fouled out today. Again, West Brom can be tricky, but then just fouled up on the front foot and really put them to the sword. As I said, they just kept running. Vardy was very good today. Vardy, he was very good. Just ran at people.
You see, that win today for Leicester was big. If you look at their schedule going to the rest of the year, they have murderers row. They have probably the toughest schedule closing out this thing. They have. I know they still have Man U to play, Chelsea to play, and Tottenham to play.
Okay.
They have all of those teams to play to close it out. So they needed these 3 points. Brendan Rodgers would have written down and say, "No, I have to get those 3 points right there." And so. From that context alone, you are right. But I think the opposite and the good thing this year compared to last year, what happened? Last year they were losing players at the end, and to have like a player like Madison back this year, I think that's gonna be a benefit to them to be getting back these players instead of the fact that they were losing players last year, left, right, and center when time it come down to crunch time.
Yeah, I really think. One thing, Buju, me just look on the schedule and see the last 3 games goes as follows. Well, in the last 4 games, when I game them, I charm the FA Cup final versus Chelsea, but they have Tottenham in our league last year, and they have Chelsea in our league, and they have Manchester United. So the last 3 games will be very tough for them. So again, it'll be good for them to start get them players back and try to assault keep them 3rd place.
I mean, by the time them get to United are going to secure 2nd. So Them can get them 3 points there. And Chelsea, I mean, them can slap up Chelsea or get a draw. We don't know. But
Well,
Blacks,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon, I asked which league Liverpool are gonna play next year.
Oh, the Champions League, sir. Listen, man. I said this. I said this weeks ago, and I'm glad that we have record of this thing. We will be playing the Champions League. There's no doubt in my mind we'll be playing the Champions League.
Okay.
the crazy thing is, you better watch out because if Arsenal go win the Europa League and Chelsea or West Ham, if they go win the Champions League, then
Only Chelsea is a problem because Chelsea will not finish in the top 4. So only if they win it, Liverpool will have a problem.
Okay.
Chelsea win what? Oh, you mean the Champions League?
Yeah, if Chelsea win the champion. If Chelsea win the Champions League and Arsenal win the Europa League, and Chelsea finish outside the top 4, then the Premier League will lose the 4th qualifier, and that's the only way Liverpool misses the Champions League.
Yeah.
Only way.
Boy, Jerry, what's the game?
What is it, Greg?
I say whatever NDD.
Never
You never watch it. Greg, you have nothing to say on the game today.
I may not watch it, but saw the results. But what stood out to me more was the way West Brom lost, because I expected West Brom for all the remaining games to put up a fight, because they still have a chance of surviving. Now this loss today has really put a big dent in them survival hopes,
Sure, you don't want to say shattered.
Huh?
Sure, don't want to say shattered, but go on. Go on.
I mean, we have seen bigger miracles happen. What's West Brom schedule looking like? Blacks.
Bojo.
West Brom. I think when I
All right,
looked
so
at
they have Villa over the weekend.
yeah.
Then they host Wolves, which is a derby game, right?
Yes.
Midlands.
Yeah, Midlands derby. Actually, Villa is a derby game, right?
Everybody.
Huh?
I think their game with Villa is a derby game too.
Yeah,
Villa Midlands as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have Villa, then West Brom, then they fall to the Emirates where we are look points. We're not giving nothing. So
Everybody is looking.
then they host Liverpool. That's a winnable game for them. Then they host West Brom.
Gone.
They did draw with us earlier on at Liverpool, so.
Then they host West Ham, and then on the final game of the season, they travel to Leeds. So it looked like the writing is on the wall for West Brom. The fat man has sung Sam Allardyce.
He's finally gonna get relegated. They can stop this
his
bogus
first
stat
time
about him
relegated.
never being relegated. No.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Nobody cares.
So yeah, that's all I have to say on that game. I mean, I expected them, even though it was Leicester away and Leicester have a lot playing for, but I think playing for survival would have put more impetus on it for them. Like the other day when they beat up Chelsea, which shows you they carry feelings and say they get relegated to Scottish League because of that, But yeah.
As a Manchester United fan, I'm wishing all Chelsea and Tottenham fans the best for the remainder of the season, including when they play against Man City.
How many know? I mean, they still have hopes.
Yeah, man. Of course.
Speaking of the relegation, then things we can call it for West Brom.
I'm calling it for Fulham too.
I think we call for all three. I'm calling all three.
Okay.
I mean, I love Fulham, as everybody know, but they're out, bro. Like, yeah, get them out of here.
Again,
Fulham actually play a game. Fulham actually play an extra game.
It's 33.
Yes.
Let me just see them at 33 games and play.
Can them play?
You can't get results going back at championship. We'll take some, but go back.
And in that 5, they have Chelsea, Man U, and Newcastle, who is just above them. Burnley, who is just above them. So
since we are talking about relegation, I'm kind of very excited to see Norwich fall back up. I feel like we're going to learn from the first time. Very beautiful, play some very good football. So I kind of look for see what them have. Because them retain a lot of them players from the first time. So I really look for see exactly what them do this time.
I like the manager.
As the season done, we will get Buendia from them. We can't have good ball again, Norwich.
Why would Buendia
They
make a
lost
step
their
down?
captain.
Huh?
Why would
They lost their
Buendia step down?
captain to Everton.
What Blacks? Where's the Blacks?
Mr. Why would Buendia step down?
Why would Buendia step down?
That is hard.
I mean, we see minimum step down from Red Bull to Liverpool, and you know,
no man, the man Park win league, man. We are talking about. That's not step down. He went and win league and Champions League.
His game has dropped since he came.
Oh,
since he went to
his
Liverpool.
game dropped, but he went and win league and Champions League.
No, because he played a bunch of bugs.
All right.
All right,
All right, get out your feelings. It's okay. I was just messing around.
All right, on to the next ones. On to weekend games.
Yes, weekend games.
No, what are them, man? Hey, Bojo, for them game, for Man City game, for West Brom game, what was the prediction for those games? Remember?
No.
No, I don't remember either.
Who's keeping notes? Somebody should keep notes.
Yeah, we'll try to keep.
No, I'm gonna have a notebook tonight.
I put right now and I'm going like my
Blacks, you know,
Yeah, but I don't have the book. I don't have the book, JR. I don't have the book.
Blacks in your office, you can do that.
Do you know that there's video evidence of what actually happened? Y'all can go back and look on the video.
Don't worry. Never pick that sheet right, just what?
JR, me go say your handwriting horrible, but figure say you're dark.
Hey, Black, see, Soji address it there. Him say, me don't mean I went to Liverpool, beat it.
Well,
Southampton.
Liverpool B.
All right, weekend games. Greg, you have the floor.
tomorrow?
Yes, man.
It's tomorrow game, yeah?
Yeah.
Need to go start my fantasy team. Think about it.
Let's stop playing for.
Come on, Greg, let's go. Arsenal Everton. Let's go.
All right, this is gonna be a tricky one.
Tricky?
JR, mute the mic, please. When big people are talking, it happens.
I'm not tricky about this, brother. Bag up thing.
We're playing at home. As I said, still didn't have much to do without fans. My thing is, the reason why I'm nervous about tomorrow's game. We have seen where the other 14 teams have come out and played their best against the teams that were gonna join the Super League. You know, or at least a few of the games. We see with Leeds, we see Brighton against Chelsea. Now Everton had a lot to say. Everton and their players had a lot to say. You know? I don't know how much it has affected Arsenal players. We have heard a few Arsenal players come out and say stuff. There's going to be a big protest at the stadium tomorrow before the game. Everybody is crunky out. You know? Normally, Arsenal players, and I can't go around this, are mentally weak. You know, it's been like that for a few years. Like, we player them not deal with certain things too well when it comes to mental strength. So with one thing I can say though, Everton players coming out with all this intensity build up. Someone like Seamus Coleman, if he plays, and probably Davis won't play. But they have a couple of players that are known to get silly cards, red cards as well. So with them coming out with, you know, that chip on their shoulder, are trying to prove something to the big boys that, you know, there could be a couple cards in the game. I still feel like Arsenal have the quality, even without Aubameyang and Lacazette. Hopefully he starts Martinelli up front tomorrow. I want to see a front three, Martinelli, Saka, and Pepe. That should be enough to cause Everton some problems. You know, Xhaka is probably going to be at left back again, so we might miss him in midfield there. But I'm going to go with all that said, I'm still confident of us winning the game. just a bit worried about the mentality of the players and how much Everton players are gonna want to prove something. But I still feel like we can come out with a 2-1 win tomorrow.
Well, I finally figure out why the similarity between Arsenal fans and Arsenal players. They both have mental problems. You have to be a mental problem to actually support Arsenal. But you said that while ago, so the mental weak, but the mentally mad as Arsenal fans, I'm going to fire my shots them from early. Hear me say, quick and fast. Everton, I'm not going to too much details. Because I write down the score predictions them right now on my computer in front of me right now. So
please do.
Thank you, big boss. All right. We're hoping for Everton win. Personally, may I go with a bad mind for the 1 year? I'm going to actually say Everton 2, Arsenal 0. 1, 2, oh, both. Hey, Greg, what was your prediction again, Greg?
Everton, how much you say?
2-0, Everton 2-0.
What was the prediction, Greg?
2-1 Arsenal.
Okay. Shane, the floor is yours, boss.
You're mute, sir. You're mute.
Sorry about that. But yeah, again, I don't like predictions. However, I think it's a 2-2 draw if I was a predictor, which I'm not. But the game gonna be interesting because I will heap a protest. Gonna be a lot of protests. You see, fans, will heap Arsenal fans are disillusioned, right? So it's always teetering on. If then they do well, then fans are like kind of calm. But because they not do as well as they should be doing, then it's heightened. So whatever happened in that past week, everything is heightened. So that go play a separate role. But Panifield, I think that Everton not having Calvert-Lewin, because I think Calvert-Lewin is injured, right? So they have struggled to score goals. I'll say 2-1 to Arsenal. 2-1 to Arsenal. I think Arsenal will win. Yeah, I think 2-1 to Arsenal. And I think that Everton, because they now score the goals, I think Arsenal should forward out to 1 winners.
Smart, yo. Blacks, what you say?
Honestly, I don't like predictions. I don't even know what I'm saying when I say this.
Honestly, these two teams, you have no idea what you're gonna get. These two teams are schizophrenic. I see a Arsenal team played other day in the Europa League, and it was one of the most amazing things. I thought Wenger was still the coach, and they're playing some beautiful stuff. Like they look amazing. And then I saw them forward back in the Premier League and play a game, and I said, "What team was that? What are they doing? Like they forgot how to play." I don't know what they are gonna do. I have no idea. And Everton, I've not seen another team who like Richarlison. I mean, not a Shane rate him and think that he's world class or on the verge of being world class. But that young man doesn't. He need to score goals. You can't be getting all these chances and not scoring them. But I'm happy because they're Everton and I hate them. So I'm happy when he doesn't score. Without Calvert-Lewin there, I don't think they're gonna score enough goals. And as bad as Arsenal are, I don't see them scoring goals. So it's gonna be a 1-1 game in my view. Something like that's gonna happen. 1-1.
All right.
Penalty by from Sigurdsson. That's what's gonna be.
All right. Me approach this thing up on a different perspective. The Super League thing, I don't know where the players' mindset are at Arsenal. Yet on the other side, Everton struggling to find goals. But one thing where has proven thus far with the Arsenal, when we tend to play the youngsters actually perform. So now is a time for Arteta give the Martinelli and Balogun just sign on, and we don't know how the thing they look, but I actually think the youngsters know what it is like to play for the badge, The the youngsters actually give it them all. So hopefully him have some faith, you know, and play the youngsters. Because I think them can get the job done. I think there's enough talent to beat Everton tomorrow. I think so. But I don't know where the mindset at. So I mean, I'm not gonna be as deluded as JR. But anyways, I see we winning this game 2-1. Yeah, I think Gabriel Martinelli are gonna score. Yeah.
Everybody 2-1 also.
2-1 man, then I give right prediction that man.
Where,
Should I change to 3-1?
where,
2-1.
where, Bujo, what, Blacks, what your prediction again?
1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
And Shane, yours was at 2-2?
Probably all 2-1 goal.
Here's a 2-1 for Arsenal.
So I'm the only person forward and pick Everton.
No, you're the only person bad mind.
But he said it. He said it.
All right, next game.
Ignore the super.
Let me answer, Blacks. Let me answer, Pops. That's no excuse for your weak-minded team. You see the other teams are played so far? Since you see the other Premier League teams are played since this happened? Especially teams that protest happen at their ground. I mean, what I mean, Chelsea struggle against Brighton. You know, I mean, Blacks are talking about they shouldn't beat Leeds. If Bamford left his shoes and he would have scored 2 easily.
Man, that's just saying like the super idea, boy. I like.
At Travis, man, two
Travis,
souls promises file for him. Two souls promises file for him. Matter like a whole heap of madness, right? You know. Oh, he said no relegation. Must be a Man U fan. They don't like to.
He's a Man U
They
fan.
don't like challenges, you know.
He's a Man U fan.
Oh, God. Sample.
All right, so that's it for the game there, and then on to Liverpool Newcastle. Black said them are gonna win every game, you know.
You said them all win that one.
Big Liverpool. Black said Liverpool are gonna win every game. So JR.
Oh yeah,
starting with you.
For that 3-0 Liverpool. That's it. May I go?
All right.
Liverpool. May I tell you right now? No, honestly, no faith really in Newcastle. I mean, most of them have a decent forward back last game. But I feel right now, I think a lot of the things that happened with Liverpool last year, so far this season, is a lack of motivation also. In a lot of injuries, right? I feel like so right now with the actual top 4 in the balance, I feel as if hopefully Liverpool fall out with an extra level of motivation. If the Liverpool fall out with the right mindset, I don't see Newcastle beating them, because at the end of the day, as no Liverpool might not have the best season, but they're still a very good quality team. You know, so I'm just hoping and banking on the idea of a motivated Liverpool team actually delivering to what their expectation is. So Liverpool 3-0.
Shane.
All right, so we go approach this from. All right, so everybody, I think everybody goes say Liverpool go win. Now approach it from the Steve Bruce standpoint. Newcastle has been playing well, right? So they manage because every time the Newcastle fans want him out, right? And every time we keep hearing reports that he have one game for saving job and all of these things, he fouled out and he do relatively well with the Newcastle. I think last week with the foul back, I was watching that game and it was brilliant because they I think they went up 2-0 and then kind of start defend. And West Ham came back and tie it up 2-2, which was a bogus penalty they get for the second goal, but that's fine. But Newcastle came back and won and won the game. You understand? I'm wondering if they go give the Arsenal youngster a run out, give him a start. You understand what I mean? Because when we talk about Joe Willock, because it's 2 games now in forward and score, the Spurs game and last game. So I wonder if they can give him a run out to see what he can do. You know what I mean? If he start. But I think this is going to be more tricky than we give credit for. So I would say it's a 2-1 win for Liverpool. But it's going to be tricky. Because Newcastle still have something to play for, and them still have quality what can hurt Liverpool. Go ahead.
Blacks, you ready for him?
Oh, yeah, man. Well, I think Shane is right on that point, that it's going to be a tricky game for Liverpool. If this was at Newcastle, I would have had more confidence. But right now, Liverpool can't beat a baby at their own house. We're still struggling like that. But what I look at on this game is what's after. Liverpool have a chance to put some pressure on both Chelsea and West Ham because they play right after us. And just by winning this game, we will actually jump them. Both of them, and both of them can win, and you don't know how they're gonna go. So, from that perspective, I think Liverpool is gonna be highly motivated. Well, I think they're highly motivated because they want the fourth spot anyway. But I think this is an opportunity to put some pressure on these two teams. One, West Ham, who normally isn't in this position, and Chelsea, who they're still a young team in terms of all of these new players that they have out there together. So I think it's an opportunity to put some pressure on them. I see Liverpool winning the game. I don't see no 3-0 as JR see it, but that 2-1 score, I think, is a very likely scenario from my perspective. And every time a Manchester United supporter pick Liverpool, I cringe. I honestly think it's like the worst thing in the world to hear Manchester United supporters pick Liverpool. I almost want to pick. I want to pick Liverpool to lose just to balance the karma. Honestly, after I hear JR pick Liverpool, but I don't think his juju can work on this one. I know that's what he's trying. He's trying to use a reverse psychology, hoping that when he picks Liverpool, we will lose. But it's not gonna happen. Now we will win this game 2-1.
All right, brother.
Yeah, good.
Greg, out here. Greg still at take notes.
What Black said 2-1?
Yes, 2-1, me say, and 2-1.
All right,
I'm talking about
Wilson.
Canada Dry, man. A
Callum
Canadian
Wilson.
club would drink Wesley, not Canada Dry.
Don't talk already. Mute your
I
microphone.
told me one brother talk in the comment that talk about man I drink Canada Dry. We drink Canadian Club, not Canada Dry. What is he talking about?
Okay. All right, so Callum Wilson will be starting. He came on last game. I'm not sure about St. Maxim because he picked up a knock in the last game.
He did. He's been playing well.
Yeah, but he picked up a knock last game, so hopefully he's fit enough to play. I mean, even though Newcastle do seem safe, like Shane say, the coach still have his job on the line, you know. If they can win over the weekend, that would push them, I think, level on points with Crystal Palace. So at least we make it look a bit better, the job that he has done over the season, you know. So I'm going to go out on a limb. I'll pick the opposite of what everybody else will pick. Actually, I'm not even picking a Newcastle win. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Because, Liverpool have goals too. But I can see, because especially with their defense going up against Callum Wilson, that Liverpool defense.
Wilson is back. That's good.
Yeah, with a fit Callum Wilson will bully that defense. You know, it's not Joelinton up there. It's going to be Callum Wilson. And like I said, if they have St. Maxim running off him and have Almiron running off him, they have something to go to. The only issue is Steve Bruce playing away from home might not start all three of them.
Actually,
he might go with some wingers or attackers that are more defensive minded, you know, to try no alcohol and the life, sir.
Well, Greg, it's funny you say that because even last week after them start off a game, because I was watching that game, and them go up, I think it was 2-0 versus West Ham, and then they just start be really defensive. And it's like they just didn't want to play, and they just want to close out the game. And that's how West Ham came and tied the game back up. You know what I mean? And them then go back on the front foot and end up winning the game. But you pre-thought, and bro, if it's all about them approach to a game, brother.
Yeah,
You
they
saw-
have enough quality to cause Liverpool some problems. I mean, we already know about Liverpool front three, even though two of the three ain't playing nothing. So they might have to put in Jota for whichever one of them. And
To be
he's a
fair,
good.
Mane looked a little bit better in our Leeds game. He looked like he was up
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, yeah. Mane definitely better. But what's his name? The one wearing the number 9, not the real number 9. He's still, him still look like Soldier play forward. All he can do is hold up the ball. Can't score a goal. But you expect Jota, if he plays, to score. But like I said, Newcastle have enough quality where they can bully that weak Liverpool defense and get 2 goals. So I'm going with a 2-2 draw.
I hear you. All right, Bujo.
Me did initially I go pick a draw, 1-1 draw, but Greg, me don't know why. Next time I go choose my picks before you. But anyways, the fact that me think Newcastle they're not safe yet fully. I don't think so. Even though we just relegate the 3 team them, but I don't think Newcastle is over the line fully. I think them still have a lot to play for. So me think them will come out to the fight and me say a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
And I don't know if we should take this comment, but Jiggy saying football leads salary cap. Is that worth talking about? I don't know.
We
We
can't,
already-
like we said earlier, I'll just say we can't have a salary cap jiggle because in Europe it's all different countries. You've heard about Brexit not bringing a whole other situation, but you can't have a salary cap in Europe because the different countries, different laws, and these clubs. We say they want a salary cap, they want to save from themselves. But everybody wants a Neymar, everybody wants an Mbappe, everybody wants to spend money to get these players. So an idea they won't agree to a salary cap.
Well,
You
the second part about the salary cap is also because of the revenue portion. Because most salary cap is linked to revenue and so forth. Real Madrid pulls in 700 million per year, while you have Frankfurt who pull in 80 millions per year or less. How are you gonna then
How are you gonna mandate that? You
mandate that? It's not a viable thing in football. There should be some.
do a baseball thing where it's like profit sharing because Real Madrid now go give anybody a crumb off of them plate. Like,
well,
go ahead, Elche, go and get. Let's just give you 5 million. So that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
To Vinicius Junior or somebody. So it's just not viable at all. It's just not. And they don't want it either. They don't want it because they think about it and it's fine. But I just feel like when they start look funny and say, if we cannot get the players we want, then go try if we do some kind of crazy stuff for them pay off, like Neymar father, then get Wolipa suitcase and give him money in a back of a trunk and then call it a day. All kind of your football is a messed up and corrupt business, and they go continue that until they can get a governing body will stand up.
A proper structured financial fair play is the ideal scenario for football, where you kind of force clubs to live within their means. But
clubs will circumvent that with idiot contracts
and naming rights and all that type of stuff.
Then give you 400 million for name your kids like I don't know, Zion or whatever. Because it's name Zion, ridiculous things, right? So, again.
Yeah. So, but
work, man.
All right. That's
those are the things.
Would you what's your prediction?
For the Newcastle game?
Yeah. You said you were gonna say 1-1, but you're not bother because me pick a draw.
No, Mr. 1-1.
Would you make up your mind? All right, next game.
Ooh, West Ham and Chelsea.
What next game I play before them?
No.
Brighton.
No, man.
Brighton.
Not before them.
No, West Ham Chelsea. West Ham Chelsea.
Chelsea at 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
So,
London Derby.
Where's Soji? All right.
Yeah, make him join the live.
Don't invite Soldier on this thing. Make him stay in the comments. That's where he belongs.
So who are first?
Well, as I said, this game fascinates me. West Ham is in uncharted territory. Well, a couple years ago when they had that young Frenchman, Dimitri Payet, they were there in that fourth place also. But this is not their normal playground, and they have a chance. They have a chance, and the way West Ham plays, there's an opportunity there for them to do something. They have some solid players who are playing good, and they have an excellent coach. I know a lot of people don't respect him, but I think they have an excellent coach. So the possibility of them doing something good is always there. Chelsea is gonna be looking at this as a 6 point. Well, it's a 6 pointer. That's how I look at this game. This game is really a 6 pointer. So any which way go, and it's not just for them. It's Tottenham looking at it and saying, I can't what happened there. I have a chance to jump one of these teams or both. It's Liverpool looking at them and saying, I have a chance to jump one of these teams on board. And so that they are going to be looking at it the same way and saying, if I don't get the result in this game, it's going to be a case where I could find myself on the outside looking in on the Champions League position. And I don't think any of their, I don't remember exactly what their upcoming games were like, but I don't think they have very tough games. I think this is the toughest game for both of them going forward. Yeah, I'm looking at West Ham here, and West Ham have Burnley, Everton, Brighton, West Brom, and Southampton.
Chelsea play Arsenal, remember that?
Huh? That's some favorable game for West Ham. And if you look at Chelsea are the ones who have some tough games coming up. So I look at it this way. West Ham doesn't need to win this game, because I think the games that they come forward after that, they have a chance at basically running the table. And if Chelsea doesn't win this game, they're going to play City, they're going to play Arsenal, they're going to play Leicester, and Aston Villa to close out this thing. Chelsea needs this win. Chelsea needs these 3 points. And I think that is probably going to be the difference. West Ham is going to probably be the looser team, and I see them winning the game 2-1.
All right. Well said, Blocks. Agree with some of what you say. Disagree with some of what you say. First thing foremost, I always said this. There's no easy game in the Premier League. So you saying that West Brom have easier fixtures? Yes and no.
Not Bram. West Ham, not Bram.
Yeah. West Ham. Thanks for the correction. Yeah, yes and no. There's no easy game in the Premier League until, of course, the day of the game and you show up and you see what going. But the sentiments of the London Derby, the absence of the fans, but everything is there to play for. Everything. It's a make or break for both teams. Honestly. I think if Chelsea win this game, it will give them that belief to say, yes, we can do this. Because at that, they have got enough force, but I don't think they go past Leicester. But I think that will give them the belief to go on and say they can finish in the top 4. But it should be a exciting game. I don't know if this is gonna be the most exciting game of the season, but it have that build up. It's all there to play for. Who is gonna win? I don't know. I wanna say West Ham, but it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. I don't know who's gonna be I don't know who's gonna win this game.
No hedging of bets. Make your pick.
West Ham. 2-1 West Ham.
I got Chelsea sneaking, but it's weird, right? With Chelsea, come here pre-thought, I said to myself, so where's the championship striker, right? Because it look like you don't trust him. It look like you don't trust him. So last game, he do the whole false nine thing. Never start Giroud, start a real recognized striker. So my pre-thought, I said, if he go give the championship striker, I don't know if he's still injured. Give him a run out. In the end, I think that West Ham in uncharted territory. I think that Tuchel is a better tactical manager. I think that he can set up in team to get a result versus David Moyes. And Chelsea have better players, So I think that it's gonna be a 2-1 win for Chelsea. I think Chelsea will win this game actually.
Just to pick you up, I forgot to mention something when me hear Black say West Ham have a amazing manager or
I think they have a great manager.
I'm not so sure of that. He's doing a good job. But one other thing I wanna add,
He has always done a good job. For the last 10 years in the Premier League, I think he has done a good job.
And what happened when he went to the Devil's House?
And listen, mate, anything can go wrong at the Devil's House. So I don't understand. And I believe if they had given him time, he would have performed much better than what he did.
No, I think like someone mentioned on the last live, he is always in and out, well, not in, but just around the top 4 battle, like 6, 7. But with that being said, let's not forget West Ham spend money. They have been spending money. West Ham spend more money than Arsenal. So let's just get that in. Sports Wiz, because JR gone. Huh?
What's your pick?
2-1 West Ham.
It's a 2-1 West Ham. And
Yeah.
she has a 2-1 Chelsea. But JR, come on, JR, stop the fandangle. How forward, man. Anyways, West Ham, who's gonna be their striker weekend? That's an interesting part because Antonio's still out. I wanted Declan Rice to be fit for this game because I wanted to see that midfield battle with him and Mount. Hopefully we get to see a Mount and what's his name?
Sutek.
The man who dancer. What's his name?
Oh, Lingard.
Yeah, because you never know, Shane. That might be an England spot right there up for grabs between both of them. Lingard play more upfield than Mason Mount, yeah, but
Mason Mount is already in a playing in a squad regardless of what happened. I'm probably
but Lingard too. Lingard, his name has to be mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
So in container must start, man. Go and go sit down with a look about. Must get no game. Probably Jorginho and Mount or Jorginho and Kovacic actually start, so you can't stay there. But yeah, me didn't want to see Declan Rice in that midfield versus that Chelsea midfield. The game probably could, because both teams tend to set up the same way recently, we've seen quite a few games where Moyes went to the back 3, just like what Chelsea does. So the battle might be in midfield. I don't like the forward that West Ham went with over the weekend. They use Bruce Boyne, or what name?
Jared Boyne.
Jared Boyne as what they use him as a false 9, or did he strike?
False 9 are an inverted winger, forward and half right.
Either way, it didn't work. We are West Ham player. They need a target person up top. They need somebody to go to.
Absolutely.
So if Antonio is not fit and they don't have a striker, they could struggle there. They could struggle there. Chelsea, on the other hand, you asked about Tammy Abraham. He's not injured. He actually came out yesterday or the day before and him a rat. You know, because he must say, you know, see why he can't get game. Because
Can't get a chance. I think if that's the case, I never see that. But if that's the case,
Yeah.
that's crazy because him deserve to be in with a chance at least, bro. And I think them play better with a target man up front. It's not like they have a striker who are banging the goals and give Giroud the chance. And again, we rate Giroud.
and then give team up what is the chances. Funny enough,
Championship striker a chance. Championship striker for Axia transfer, Soji.
since he took over, he has given a lot of players that Lampard froze out chances. So I'm surprised he hasn't given Tammy Abraham a chance. But like you said, on the day, Chelsea has way more quality. I mean, we don't know. This probably could be another Super League hangover, and West Ham have something to prove. But without that target man up front, I don't see. And the quality in midfield, to me, Chelsea has a way better midfield than Martin Noble and what's the big dude name where just bucking the ball? Souček, yeah. Souček and Noble in midfield. I mean, Chelsea midfielders are way better quality than him. So I'm actually gonna go with a 3-1 Chelsea victory.
Hey, luckily game the play Pampere. West Ham go there and really put in a performance and shock all of us.
JR Badman, so my pick say JR say West Ham 3 Chelsea nil.
You see, Soja say Tammy Abraham still a leading scorer. I just don't understand.
Yeah, he is.
Man, even not give some people like Emerson a chance.
Yeah, like
I'm thinking to myself, like, why not give a young striker a chance to prove himself or not prove himself? Because an idea, if I was Tammy Abraham, if you now give me a chance, then we go off for a transfer. Because again, he is an asset. He's an asset, bro. I mean, man, the best right now, but him is a good player, and you can play multiple ways. While Giroud will hold up the ball and he not have no pace, with Tammy Abraham, there's variations to him play and what he can do. So I think it actually helps out Chelsea to be, I think, more fluid when you use Tammy Abraham. So I would think that they should play him. I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all.
Well, so you fully bad mind, man. Say wants to check foot break. Like, I mean, Emerson foot break. Like, seriously. All right. That's that game. Time around.
Is that all right? I think that's the night for JR. Him mute, turn off him camera, mute him mic.
Him soon return.
All right. Sheffield, Brighton.
I wouldn't waste my time on this. Well, no, let me go first, because I'm not gonna watch this game. I can tell you from now. 3 o'clock on Saturday, I'm gonna find anything else to do other than watch this game. I have no interest whatsoever. But you can pick anybody at all against Sheffield. So Brighton 1, Sheffield 0. That's it for me.
That's it. Just 1-0 or 1-0 the fight with.
That's it. It's just done. I'm even upset at the fact that we're even talking about this game.
All right. Since you go with that, then me change my mind. May I go with a Sheffield win? I mean, they have nothing to play for. You know, so they can come out and just play some football. Just be free. Just enjoy. Just enjoy themselves.
That's been happening.
But no, but they not their last game. The one before them playing at the Pink Top, they actually played good. You know, I mean, still lost as usual, but them actually play good. Bojo, you might Laka, how we attack?
A little bit too late. Get them out of here.
Yo, Sheffield 2, Brighton 1. To hell with this.
This is my thing. This should be the early game where me not forget up and watch. But anyways, Brighton 2-0. I don't waste time.
Hat-trick. I don't know when the last time Madrid scored a hat-trick. I don't know.
Him have a hat-trick in his career?
Primary school.
Didn't he score 2 goals in one game? Was it against Manu? Probably against Manu,
Probably. But that side. But 3 o'clock Saturday. Hopefully everything is well. I'll be watching Real Madrid versus Betis. This game, just because we have to pick it, I guess you go 2-1 to Brighton.
All right.
All right.
Cool. JR insists him in the other part of the stage. In the side stage, I'm add him back and still same thing.
It's fine. Let him do whatever.
Hey,
he wants.
last time,
Sunday.
my goal is score 2 goals against Manu, you know. But then I lose the game still. Manu give them 3-2. In a December, I score 2 goals against Manu. So Suarez, you might be onto something.
On to Sunday. Wolves Burnley.
Boring.
Again, two teams with nothing to play for.
Hold on. Shane, hold on. What was your Sheffield pick? 2-1 Brighton?
Yeah.
And Bojo?
2-0.
2-0 Brighton. So me alone pick Sheffield for win.
Yeah.
I thought I was the one drinking, but I guess you are too.
Callaway water.
Whatever you say, sir. Vodka has no color, so you can put anything inside there. You think I'm an idiot? I used to be a cost controller, sir. That's how the staff is to steal the vodka, put in water bottle.
Oh no, forget to Mr. Bush right about. But Sandals I watch.
Anyways, let's run through these games.
I used to protect it for Sandals.
All right, let's real quick. We that's 2 hours. Yeah, real quick.
Wolves Burnley. I have Burnley in this game. I think Burnley for my money. You understand? I think that Burnley will fouled out, and Daishi will put on. I think Chris Wood we pushing 2, and then I think it's 2-1 Burnley.
All right, 2-1 Burnley. Blacks.
I support that. I think 2-1 to Burnley is a very likely scenario. Again, both of these teams really and truly have nothing much to play for at the moment. They're not going to get relegated and they're not going to go anywhere else. So, I'm not going to be waking up in the morning at 7 o'clock to watch this game. I will be nice and cuddly in my bed at that time. I won't.
Sports Wiz, real quick.
Nilal.
Yep. All right. What JR they know?
What's your prediction? What's your prediction?
Mine?
That game.
What's your prediction?
Everybody pick Burnley. All right, me I pick Wolves. 1-0 Wolves.
William Jose go score.
Or Adama Traore.
All right, Man U game.
Unto Sunday. Manchester United Leeds.
Leeds 3, Man U 2.
Cracking.
Leeds 3, Man U. Leeds 3, Man U 2.
What JR defending team?
I got time to wait.
Well, again, Leeds played a great game against City. They went out and they played football against Liverpool. Will Ole try to play football with them? If he does, it would be a cracking game. And I see Man U winning as usual. Leeds will give you an entertaining game, but I don't see Man U winning.
Yeah, Man U.
I don't see Leeds getting anything out of it from a point standpoint. But they will get. They will walk away with their heads high. 2-1 Man U is a very likely scenario to me, or 3-2 Man U or something like that. Because Leeds, so they give it, so they take it away. So I think they are still 50 goals they have scored, and they have conceded 50 goals so far for the year. So they give it, so they take it away. And Man U can score goal. Eventually they'll score. Bruno will get a penalty one of these days. He hasn't scored anything from open play in a while, but he will get a penalty soon and somehow tuck it away.
2-1.
It could be 2-1, it could be 3-2 somewhere, but I don't think the Man U gonna win the game.
Make a pick.
Yeah, that's my prediction. That's my prediction.
3-2
Man U.
Yeah.
Goals are in this game. 3-2 Man U.
I said 3-1 Man U. I think Man United will win this game. They have Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba playing well. I think that Rashford had a good game the last game. I think that they have Edson Cavani playing well. If the manager will start him, which he should, that manager is a dope. But anyhow, with Leeds being this open, Man United should be able to hit them on counters, and they should be able to beat Leeds. I said 3-1 Man United because of the speed and the good players they have. You have to look on somebody like a Greenwood. He's playing well, he's confident. Man United, they inside they play very well. So I would say 3-1 Man United for this game.
All right, Greg, write down that. Next game, Aston Villa West Brom. Real fast.
Is
Villa
Grealish
2-1.
back? Is Grealish so far? Is he falling back at any point?
I don't know.
We know.
I haven't seen anything at all to suggest that he's going to be back for the game.
Okay. Well, again, I think that this game is
May before he return.
wow. Okay. I think that West Brom would go forward back. Be very much up for this game. I see West Brom actually nicking a pint. I see West Brom nicking a pint. I think this should be a 1-1 draw.
You see that comment from Soji? 6-0 Villa.
I say
So-
1-1. 1-1.
Soldier drinking Canadian club, man. I'm happy tonight, you know? I could see this being a draw game also. Again, as I said before, West Brom I think is not dead in the water. I don't see them falling out of the predicament that they're in. Aston Villa had a chance to actually do something in this top four race, and they stumped the tour a few times. But I think the biggest reason why they haven't made a run for it has been because of Grealish being out the last couple of games. If he was actually there, I strongly believe they would be probably a team much closer to the top four, because if they had done the handle their business over the last couple of games, they actually had a bunch of games in hand and all type of opportunities that they would have been probably the team where West Ham is right now, you know, trying to get that top four position. But without Grealish, I don't think they are good enough of a team. I can see them getting something out of the game, but not more than a draw. So it's a 1-1. I'm thinking gonna happen with this game.
2-0 Villa.
Shane, what was your prediction again?
1-1.
2-0 Villa. And we move on to the last game.
All right, me said
Villa.
2-1 as well. All right, so Monday, Leicester Palace.
Leicester Palace.
Whew.
Leicester with the momentum.
When is Palace gonna get relegated, bro?
Never.
Yeah, it will serve no purpose, right?
They're
In a
boring,
league.
bro. Jeez.
Yeah, I agree with you. And if you're Leicester, you're looking upon this game and you say you need nothing less than 3 points in this game. You know, because again, we know how tough it will get towards the next season. So I see Leicester 3-1 to Leicester. That's what I would say. Again, they're fit. They have Madison back. They have most of them players back. Castagna was very good Sunday. Playing as a wing back in this game.
Yes.
Really good.
Yes.
So I think that I think that them fit and ready at the right time, the right point of season. I see them winning 3-1.
All right, Mrs. Soji in the comments said 3-0 Palace.
But you also see Soldier in the comment drinking Patron and onion. So how can you take anything at all? I'm so serious.
No, what I was about to say is, remember when Palace stopped them in them face a couple years ago and them say Palace forget relegated. And now Schema pick Palace because he wanted a chance on the top four. But I don't think Leicester can afford to slip up anymore. I don't see them losing this game. I think comfortable 3-0 with comfortable.
And they always say,
Because with no Zaha, no Palace, and Palace don't have nothing to play for really.
Isn't Zaha? What do you mean no Zaha?
ever since he fall back, he hasn't been.
No, I'm saying if Zaha not show up, no Palace not show up. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hasn't been effective since he fall back from the last injury either. Well,
Yeah, but yeah.
Remember when the former Liverpool great Christian Benteke is there now, so yeah, I'll have to remember that.
Let's make it.
As I said, Leicester next 3 games are almost must win in my view for them. They need to pick up those points to get that comfort level so that they are not all that tight when it forward to the last 4 games of the season. So I see them winning this game. Yeah, because I believe if they take care of the business in the next 3 games against Palace, Southampton, and Newcastle, that's enough anyway. They will be guaranteed top 4. So I see Brendan Rodgers have him ready for this game, and it could be similar to what happened today. It could be another 3-0 for Leicester, and I'm thinking that they probably will win the game. I was a 3-1 to Leicester.
All right, Greg, you make a prediction already?
No, but same thing. 3-1 Leicester.
All right, cool.
All right, Bujo,
And,
you know, say at the Premier League games you're gonna pick, but quickly, League Cup final, City
Aye.
Spurs.
Yeah, we all know Tottenham can't win nothing, so it's a matter of the score.
Wow.
Most crackers did there tonight, but unfortunately.
Well, do we know anything about the status of Harry Kane? Is he gonna be there? Huh?
I haven't seen
Hold on.
any updates on his availability.
I think that new manager bounce now. I think that Tottenham have a chance. I think Tottenham will win this game, City, because City have to look forward to Wednesday when they meet the mighty PSG.
But bro,
You understand?
even with a week, even with a weekend team, City should beat this
They don't
Tottenham
have
team.
a good point, my friend. They don't have a weekend team, quote unquote weekend team. They don't have
Even
De Bruyne out
if
too,
City
you know.
rest players, even if City rest players, they should be able to beat Tottenham. That's what I'm saying.
De Bruyne out too, you know.
Them play better when he's injured.
All right, me look on it as with the new manager bounce. I think Tottenham have enough fight if we bring it go to extra time. You know, I mean, from the heart, I want City back them up from first half. You know, but they have some quality there. I don't know how Ryan Mason gonna get them to come out and play. The last couple games I've seen Lo Celso played some decent ball. Ndombele look pretty good too when he hold up in head and make some passes. I saw the goal, was it the goal where Kian scored? Yeah. Where it was Ndombele that made the pass into Son, right? You know, it was a pretty good pass he made into Son. And,
Bro.
and Son took the shot, it got deflected. But I think Tottenham have enough in attack to hurt City. Stones is gonna be out. It's the Stones and Diaz tandem that has been working in defense for City. I mean, even though Laporte was the defender for them this season, it's been the Stones and Diaz tandem. So I could see this game going to extra time. But where I rush me for?
You know,
No, I know that me I talk about.
you know, initially my thought process was that this Josie was gonna win the first trophy for Spurs, whatever time. I honestly believe if they had kept Josie, they would have won this game. He would have found a way. They'll probably be dead. Harry Kane would be playing on his crutches or whatever, regardless if he's empty or not. But I always believe that they were gonna win this game. Right now, I'm not sure anymore. With Harry Kane being, this is all depending on Harry Kane availability. if and not just available and that he plays, but available that he actually is healthy enough to play. Because like they played him in the Champions League final a couple years ago, and you know that he wasn't healthy enough to play. He shouldn't have played.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was selfish of him because he played, but he really wasn't effective in a Champions League final. I think that's a very good point, my brother.
And I see them doing the same thing again here, rushing him back and believe that they need to get him in. And again, if they do, I see it not working out well. Again, I say if he's healthy enough to play the game, then I think Tottenham has a big chance, and I actually would call them as the winners if he's healthy enough to play. I just don't think he's going to be. So from that perspective, I see City probably winning this quite comfortably.
Okay, well said. Just remember, I'm gonna make it gosh, Jack, but just remember, this is the Manchester City trophy, just like how the FA Cup is the Arsenal trophy. In the past 5 years, how much time City win?
Was the Arsenal trophy?
Still is. How much time City win this trophy in the past 5 years?
About 4, I think.
All right, thank you very much. Greg, real quick.
All right, like we're soon close. 2 more games more to talk about real quick. Lille leading the league, the French league by 1 point. So PSG have a pretty easy game, but Lille travels to Lyon.
Woo! Sheesh! Can't wait.
Bro, Leverkusen just bug up Lyon, bro.
Who?
Leverkusen just bug up Lyon, bro.
When?
When was the last week?
When? After Leverkusen and no competition in Europe. But you stop that madness.
But you was on a freaky read.
Yeah. I know what I'm talking about.
We had 422. 422 Bujo, I think. It was 420 Bujo, not 420.
Bujo, Leverkusen get knocked out of everything how long now? What kind of Leverkusen you talking about?
What you talking about?
Anyway, Lille travel to Lyon. Shane, what you think about that game? Quick.
I can't wait.
Since Bujo not appreciate good. Since Bujo not appreciate. Lille lead the league, not Bujo.
Bujo, what's wrong with you, bro?
French league.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, she's in second place.
Okay.
Lille. We're not talking about a little team like Lil Bow Wow. Lille. Okay.
the team that produced so much great wingers, you know, the Hazards, the Pepe. I mean, they're known for wingers. And I mean,
great wingers like Gervinho, you know how I say that?
They tricked us.
Hey, again, they have
how much games left in the French league?
I think it's five games left, and they're leading PSG by 1 point.
Interesting.
Yo, they have a good team, you know, still, cause remember I said they have Renato Sanchez, boy injured, I know, but he's been playing well for them. Burak Yilmaz, from Turkey, and Jonathan Bamba, the winger. Bad players. I think that I say that, and I may build up Lille, and then most of this now, Leon going to wax them. Leon is going to score like probably 3 goals. I think it's 3-1 for Leon. Leon going to beat them, and it was cute while the story lasts for Lille, but they're gonna go get pegged down this coming Sunday. Thank you very much. That's what I think. 3-1 Lyon, and Leo can continue with their little nice story.
We all know that it's because Shane is a PSG fan. Why I'm saying
I'm a huge PSG fan.
Yeah, we know that's why you said that.
I mean, like Leon too, because they have good players who I support.
The French Defoe once was. Greg, get to it real fast.
All right, so Leon the fourth in the table, but a win could propel them to first.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not that far.
Yeah, they're not that far off. Now, there's a little player, Jonathan David. He did the Belgian league last year.
Canada.
Canadian. Wow. Okay, Blacks. All right, let me start over. There's a Canadian named Jonathan David.
Okay, thank you, sir. Put some respect on the man name.
Greg, we're not cut you. So what if you have big up Canada, so why you in a Jamaica shirt?
Huh?
I like Jonathan.
I'm a Canadian citizen, sir.
And a Jamaican what? Farmer?
I'm a Jamaican citizen too. That's a beauty. You can be both.
Anyway, Greg, continue.
All right, yeah, Jonathan David, he's like one of those Aubameyang in the French league kind of strikers. Very quick. Might not be the skillest thing, but lightning pace. You just want to put the ball into space for him to run onto. So, you know, Leon have the typical Depay and OR. And by the way, how's OR been playing, Shane? I haven't, since the Arsenal link, I haven't paid much attention to him.
Injuries. It's like curtail season. You always have this nigga. You know what I mean? So it hasn't been a season where he has gone on to the heights where I would have hoped he gone on to. You know what I mean?
And what about the youngster when in Turkey?
Turkey, same way. It's just again not in our team. The two Phillian who they play lovely stuff is the two strikers who have been absolutely phenomenal for them. But yeah, Carl Tuchel, he's been playing well for them, but Memphis Depay. Be interesting for Memphis Depay. I guess he go Barcelona. But if I was like a Liverpool or any of them teams, I would go for him. Because I think that you'll be interested to see. Again, motivated and engaged Depay is a devastating player. So, if you see where he go.
Lille have a pretty good midfielder to Bukhari Samari.
Samari is very, very good. They have good players. They have like 4 different Jonathans that's good. You know?
Okay. All right, Bujo. Since that game they're not intrigued that much. One more. Monday, Lazio host Milan. Bujo, you might mute. Lazio have a chance of making Europa League. Actually, I think they're in a Europa League spot right now, but the team that's trailing them are close on their heels. While Milan, even though it look like Inter already won the league, you know what, like 6 games, is it 6 games left? 32 games gone? 32 games and Inter leading by 10 points.
Again, you still have to keep playing like you don't know what.
That's gonna be another good game.
Huge
tonight.
Huge game. Hakan Çalhanoğlu is back and in score.
See the beauty?
Yes.
See the beauty when he scored this week? Yeah.
Yes. So he is back. Milan again. Them on the hunt again.
Them re-sign Ibra today. Give him an extension contract.
I don't know
today.
honestly, I don't know what's that's about because
At some point,
yeah, you're right. You're damn right. I just feel like at some point you have to if you trust Rafael Leão, and just trust him to be a striker. But again, as you're saying, score goals. So what?
I think they need a face too. That's the reason why they keep having him around. They need a face.
Absolutely right.
Apart from him, like they don't have like another big name player there really.
You rate Kessie.
Huh?
You rate Kessie.
Kessie can't sell his jersey to his family.
That's a fair example. That's fair. You're absolutely right, bro.
All right, Bujo. I have not more for that. Y'all get tired of it though.
That is phenomenal knowledge out of you, Greg.
All right, that's it.
That's it, sir.
Approaching 2.5 hours.
Any comments that we need to address before? Because there's a lot of people talking now. What is Mr. Nicholas Dixon saying?
Well, Soldier said,
keep his feelings.
Soldier said, little trick Arsenal twice. Sell Jeremy on Pepe.
Oh,
wow.
That is funny.
I don't think any of those comments require any feedback. The guys in the comments are terrible.
All right.
So yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Arsenal tomorrow.
We're not next show. I guess we're not on the more show until Monday.
Yeah, Monday evening.
No. Knock it off so easy.
Spanish League, Real Madrid, Betis. I want to see what this weekend because again, the Spanish League, the race is heating up.
Interesting race. And
Atletico take back the league.
Shane and Jiggy and Greg. I don't know if Black Swan join into, but we have to do one basketball show. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
After
anyway,
the Champions League finals decided.
Huh?
After the Champions League finals decided. Can we go full up with football for talk about. Bujo, give fans them a time for Monday, please. 8 o'clock our time.
8 o'clock. We are going to start without you. You have to go join like you do tonight. 8 o'clock.
Okay, 7 your time, you know. Remember, say 7, not 8 your time, you know, boss. Because you always send the link 8 o'clock your time. All right, so make the fans them know. 8 o'clock Monday.
8 o'clock Monday. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in to the show. It was a good show tonight. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good show, good discussion. It wouldn't be here for 2.5 hours roughly. But thanks for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel for Sports TV. Big up Black, Shane, Greg. JR still muting camera and mic, but JR was here, so big him up. So, and big up everyone who was on the live. Free Sports TV is a boy Butchers King, and we're out.
Respect everyone.
Yeah, man.
JR typical Man U fan.